Hi guys, welcome to my project. I decided to study a tool used in text analysis called. So what is sentiment analysis? It runs pieces of text through computer algorithms to determine whether that text was positive, negative, or neutral. The sentiment analysis available to our class analyzes particular words that have been previously coded by humans as positive, negative, or neutral words. It's often used by companies to review their customer comments quickly. For example, if I'm the owner of a company that manufactures, let's say, hairspray products, and I want to know what my customers think of my hairspray without having to pay someone to take the time to go through each review and tell me what my customers think, I would use sentiment analysis to run through large lists of reviews and tell me instead. It's much quicker and way more cost efficient. So the question that I started to wonder though is sentiment analysis really reliable? I mean, how is it possible for a computer to go through a bunch of individual words and determine whether a text was positive or negative as a whole? What about words that have different meanings in different contexts, like proud? What about pairings of words, like dangerously delicious? It turns out that sentiment analysis is controversial. Just how accurate it is really under debate. One article I read talked about how human sentiment analysis is basically as accurate between individual human beings as it is between computers and human beings. You also have to take into account that there are probably many algorithms for it out there, some more or less advanced than others. So I decided that I would use my own data set and explore this tool. Some of you guys may have heard of Haribo's 5-pound bag of sugar-free gummy bears. A lot of people order this product thinking that it'll be a great thing because they can eat a lot of it without gaining any weight because it's sugar-free. What they don't realize is that the sweeteners used to replace the sugar have a laxative effect. So many people end up with an unexpected surprise after a couple of handfuls of these little bears. The result is a whole lot of dramatic and pretty sarcastic reviews on Amazon that trash this product. So I thought this would be a great thing to run through sentiment analysis to see, especially with the sarcastic reviews, does it think this is positive or does it see that it's actually negative? So this became my data set. What I ended up doing is scrolling through all of these Amazon reviews, and both for the sugar-free gummy bears, which had about 3 pages of reviews, and for those who were posted on the regular 5-pound bag thinking that it was the sugar-free version. So I copied and pasted these into a list on Spider, and then I iterated through each string in that list and conducted the sentiment analysis on it. After that, I calculated the positive, negative, and neutral reviews from that. Next, I went through and manually rated each review as positive, negative, or neutral. I created a list of these analyses. I calculated the percentage of positive, negative, and neutral reviews, just like with the other ones. And then after this, I worked with Dr. Kafura to write a piece of code that is called a zip function, and it compares the two lists. So for example, for the first string in each list, it would look at them and say, are these the same? And if they are the same, it would print same, and if they were different, it would print different. So then I calculated the percentage of same and percentage of different reviews. I created some pie charts for easy visualization of these results. The computed sentiment analysis found that 62% of these reviews were positive, that only 29% were negative, and 9% were neutral. However, my results found that out of these exact same reviews, 72% were actually negative, while only 17% were positive and 11% were neutral. I also created a pie chart for the zip function results comparing the manual and computed sentiment analyses. There was only a 37% agreement between my and the algorithm sentiment analysis. We agreed only a little over a third of the time, which is pretty bad. Here you'll see a sample review that the computer and I disagreed upon. These gummy bears gave me AIDS. Thank you, gummy bears. This is clearly a negative review, but the computed sentiment analysis thought that it was actually positive, probably because of the thank you. Here's another review, this time one that we agreed on. This person says that gummy bears gave them Ebola. The computed sentiment analysis agreed that this is indeed a negative review. So basically, the algorithm thinks that while Ebola is bad, AIDS is not. After exploring this tool of sentiment analysis, I again returned to the question of its reliability. Again, the algorithms cannot take into account things such as words with double meanings based on context, sarcasm, and the occasional abbreviated cuss word. It also doesn't like special symbols. You have to go out and take out any of those because the computer doesn't like them and your code won't run. I also did some intercoder reliability with 3 other cohort members. I sent out a list of 10 reviews that were used in my dataset and asked them to rate each review. Between the 4 of us, we had about 80% agreement on those 10 reviews. But even at 80% agreement on the manual side of things, it's pretty clear that there's still a lot of discrepancy between the computed sentiment analysis and our human reading of these things. There simply is no substitute for human analysis of language. While companies may be able to get, with a good sentiment analysis tool, a relatively decent idea of how their customers feel about their product, nothing can match the experience of humans reading other humans' writing and determining its tone and emotion. I'd like to acknowledge a few people for their help in this project and in this class. First off is Corey and Dr. Kafura, the professors who were always patient with us and in good spirits, even when we wanted to throw our computers across the room. Cohort 4, also known as Imagination. Within that group, especially David Skoik, who has more computer science experience than anyone else in our cohort and always seemed to know what was going on even when nobody else in our group did. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching my presentation.